All right. Thank you, Kavita. So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the day 3 session of our Camel Factory. So first of all, thanks to Solomon and Arun for the wonderful start on the A and ML journey. So today we are going to cover about the services that are available in cloud, especially the AI services in cloud, right? So with that, I'll just start with my screen share where I have got some of the slides or presentation to share with you guys. So all right. Day 3, AI services in cloud. So probably I'll have to drag my other window. Just give me a second. All right. So before we start, jumping into the list of services that are available in cloud, I'd like to start with, the ChatGPT 4 that is rolled out recently to, to the market. So I try to grab this, image from the ChatGPT site. As a human, we clearly, recognize what are the things available in this image. So we see, smartphone and then an adapter and then all other, the packets and other stuffs, right? So
Deepan?
Yes, Arun.
Deepan, we are seeing your presenter screen, not the.
All right. So I'm sorry. So just give me a second. I'll try to. Or probably I'll just jump into this one here. All right. So is this now visible? Great. Thanks, Arun. All right, so this is the image that I tried to grab from the ChatGPT site, in which we can see a smartphone, a VG adapter, and the packing and all those stuffs, right? So the ChatGPT 4 is equipped with, more features like it can accept image and video inputs, and it can, process that information, and it can give you the details. So what do we think is funny about this image? So as we see a smartphone and then VG adapter, right? So how the system is able to generate or identify things out of this image. So when we ask this question to ChatGPT, this is the response we get. So it is able to recognize the things, a smartphone with a VGA connector, and it also, gives you the color and then the, pins and all those specifics about that particular adapter. And panel 2, the package for the lightning cable adapter with a picture of VGA connector on it. And then the last part is, is the interesting one. So it is able to recognize the VG adapter, and the pin is, it is suitable for iPhone and then, I related series thing. So the humor is that, nobody would even try to connect the VG adapter to a smartphone, right? So it is able to generate some humor content out of the image, and it is able to, generate content like this, which, a human literally would talk in such a way, right? So the next thing is that this is the image. So it can identify things, so it can identify a person and then what is he doing and what is he holding in his hands and what is he, trying. So at the top, you could see a man in a yellow apron cooking meat on a grill with a woman in the background. So it could recognize the meat and then the person and then the, the dress color he's wearing and all those stuffs. And the use case, imagine a scenario where we can use this service. For example, we have heard about the crimes about in hospitals or in schools where people barge in with guns and other stuffs, right? So with these systems in place, the AI services would be able to recognize the uh, weapons, and then it can try to trigger alarms to the police or something like that. So it can help to minimize the crimes in the society. And then next one, this one. So this is in the supermarket where it can help to track users activity. So where are they going inside the supermarket and what are they picking and what is the time taken to take a single product or a particular product, and what is the most visited product, and how much time they spend on evaluating the product and all those stuff. So these are the data points that the system would use so that the supermarket owner can focus on adding more products that are most sought after. So these are the areas that we can apply a services. And this is yet another example where in a restaurant a person comes in and she carries all the eatables in a plate, and she shows that into the scanner or a camera, and it recognizes all the foodstuffs and able to give you the bill. And imagine a case where even you don't have to carry a card or a cash with you. So even it can recognize your face, and you can have an account in your restaurant, and then it can recognize your face, and it can automatically detect a amount from your account based on what you have chosen to eat. So coming to the services that are available in cloud. So this is AWS, and these are the list of services that we have in AWS. So we have AWS Forecast, which is helpful in determining your demands. So like for example, let's say that you have uh, an inventory store, or you have supply chain related steps working on. So based on your demand for a particular product, your system would be able to give you what is the expected inventory needs to be available for the next 6 months or so. For example, in an e-commerce portal, that could be a product that is sold very frequently. So based on the 6 months data or 1 year's data, you would be able to forecast what would be the you know recommend for the next 6 months or 1 year. And similarly, AWS Personalize, which can help you to generate personalized recommendations similar to Amazon.in. So in Amazon, we always see that when you try to purchase a product, it would show us the recommendations, and then those recommendations are not common. So they are personalized to your specific shopping. So those kind of personalizations we can try to add to our e-commerce portal. And then Amazon recognition, which can help to identify objects and things. So AWS SageMaker. So SageMaker is the most used services in the industry, where people try to build or train a model based on the data that they have gathered. So where you would try to key in or prepare the data, and then you build it, you train it, and then you deploy it. So SageMaker is a service that is helpful in completing these steps. So probably we would try to cover each one of or any of these services in the coming sessions. And AWS Lex is used for creating chatbots in your application, and Text is used to grab the text information from the scanned documents. So similarly, AWS Poly is used to create a podcast from your blog, and it can read out a text from your document. So we can use this service. And similarly, transcribe and comprehend for sentiment analysis, and speech to text and text to speech conversion kind of stuffs. So these are the high level services available in AWS. And when it comes to Azure, they have categorized these into 4 categories. So Azure Applied AI Services, Cognitive Services, Machine Learning, and Infrastructure. So the applied AI services are something that that is specific to a use case. For example, let's say that you have a car manufacturing plant, and you want to monitor the metrics or the quality of the product being manufactured. So what you would do is that you would connect your sensors from your machines to the services in Azure, and the service would try to grab all the information from the machine, and so that it would try to tell you that when the machine goes defective, or even if it if it creates, or if the temperature increases or something like that, it would send a notification that the machine's temperature is increasing, and so you have to take this action in order to meet with the expected outcome. So it can also help to identify some anomalies in your production. For example, if you are manufacturing a paper, a normal paper that we all use, so and you are noticing that the paper is not in shape, or the quality of the paper is reducing, so it can try to detect all those anomalies, and it can trigger you the notification. So basically, if you want to have any specific use case related services, you can go for Azure Applied AI Services. And cognitive services, it has variety of services like text to speech, speech to text, sentiment analysis, and all those stuffs. And similarly, machine learning, similar to AWS SageMaker, where you can prepare your data, build and train it, is what the machine learning. And AI infrastructure is the end-to-end tools and services that are that can help you to build your AL and ML services, is what AI infrastructure is. So I'm going to cover some of the topics here very, very quick on a high level. So these are the services that are available in each category: applied AI services, cognitive, and machine learning. So most of the focus would be on the cognitive services. So this is just for quick reference, and let me go to the service in detail. So the Azure bot service. So as we saw in AWS, we can quickly, embed a bot, chat bot into our application, web or mobile application. And Azure Video Indexer is used to extract, information from audio and video files. And metric as advisor, as I said, from a manufacturing plant, from a machine, you'd be able to extract the machine's performance and be able to take actions, accordingly. And immersive readers, some service that can help you to read out text from a document, is what that is. And form recognizer, so imagine a scenario where your company produces n number of bills, for example receipts, invoices, and all those steps. So we would have a separate team, right, the financial team, who would go through all the receipts and invoices, and they'll be posting those journals into the accounting software. And imagine a service where it can scans all those receipts and invoices and creates a data automatically, and it can post account software. It would drastically reduce the efforts that we put into those areas. So we can entirely automate those steps. And speech to text and text to speech, I think we all would be aware of, which is the conversion of speech to text and text to speech. And speech translation is something. So Azure provides, more than 100 language support. So it can try to convert a language from one to another with the help of speech translation service. And speaker recognition service is the one that can, help to identify the, person based on their audio. And sentiment analysis is something, a very interesting topic, which can help in many industries, especially, for example, let's take a use case. A company wants to monitor their employees moral, so they can go with sentiment analysis, where it can grab a person's photo, and it can try to arrive at the emotion of the person, for example if they are happy or if they are sad, angry, all those steps. And so also it can also try to find the age of the person as well, so that you can focus on what is the age range or set of people that are happy with the system, or what is the set of people on what age are not happy with the system. So they can focus to improve the employee moral on those areas. And conversational language understanding, so again, if you're developing an app and you want to enable a local language communication between your app and then the user, so you can go with conversational language understanding. And cognitive services for vision. So again, so as we saw in the previous image, it can identify things in the images and videos, and you can generate data points or data metrics or data series out of those images and contents. So for example, in the supermarket example, the service or the camera captures the person and then the aisles that the person visits, and what is the average time taken for them to choose a product. So all these things can be achieved using cognitive services for vision. And um, custom vision, so we can customize the image for your business. So for example, you are generating a business and you want to modify that image to suit with your business needs. So for example, there are services or people who can work only on the images, and they can try to you know modify that image by adding more information about the business, so that it can be more relative to what we are dealing with, right? So we can have those things covered in custom vision. And content detector is something, uh, so let's say that we have a service or an app called like similar to YouTube or Facebook, and people comes in and they put content for comment for the content that you have posted, and you want to direct a content that are potentially offensive or unwanted, and you want to take actions on those contents. So you can go with content detector service. And personalizer, so similar to AWS personalized service, so we have personalizer in Azure, which can help to improve users experience based on the personal recommendations. So ideally we would have to feed in the data about the user, so that it can try to generate a personalized information for that particular user. So, and OpenAI, as we all know, Microsoft has is also offering OpenAI as one of the service. Uh, so I think we'll be having more discussions around that in the coming sessions. So with this, I have a last, image, which is the sentiment analysis. So we can see an image, and most of us could recognize that the person's originality, whether is she Asian, or is she European, or something like that. So if we pass this image to a system, and would it be able to recognize the person's nationality or the person's emotion? So this is what you would get if you try to give this image as an input to a system. So it is trying to recognize the emotion of the user. So we have all the data points here: angry, disgust, fear, happy, sad, surprise, and we have the happy as a high probability. So the dominant emotion is happy. So similarly, it can also recognize the age, gender. So based on certain features, or data points, it would be able to generate the gender, as well as race, and other stuffs. So the race, again, so these are something that the machine have been trained with. So they have trained, or given tremendous amount of data to generate all this content. So I think the day that humanoids walk among with humans are not quite far. So I think with that note, this is Deepan signing off for the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Deepan. So any questions from any of you?
Hey, thanks, Deepan. This is Prem here. One question out of curiosity. So GPT-4, I think that is available only on the ChatGPT Plus subscription. Are you having that or?
No, yeah. So I have not,
Okay.
tried to sign up it, Prem. So those
Okay.
are the images that I tried to grab from the website, the ChatGPT website.
Okay. Okay. I was wondering
Yeah.
because I was trying to use
Right.
GPT-4,
$20.
and it's a $20, or the API is a wait list. So
Right. Exactly.
they have to
Yes.
approve it.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. You're welcome.
Yeah. Any other questions?
How is the cost looking like for these services? Deepan, any idea? Cost.
So, I think it depends on the service, and pay as you go kind of thing around. So it is not something that you purchase upfront. So it is a pay as you go model.
Okay.
Based on the resources you consume, you would have to pay accordingly.
Okay.